welcome to the United Stand. Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United. It's happening. And I tell you what, I think, look, for too long in relation to this signing, Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes, it's been going on for a long, long time. For me, it started probably around March last year when I very much thought we were going to sign him. But for too long, it's been getting a meat pie. You open it up and there's no filling. Well, it looks like we've got some filling. It's steak and kidney, and for vegans, it's vegetarian. But the reality is, Manchester United very much looking like they're going to sign Bruno Fernandes. And I will say at this point, I've been very, very reluctant about this over the last few days because it's such a big, significant signing, especially when it's the player that you want. I mean, look, some of you might not want Bruno Fernandes, but for me, this has been a labour of love, as many people who watch this channel will know. I haven't plucked this name out of the air. I've been on about it for a long, long time about how he's perfect for Manchester United. So for me, having been distraught in the summer, to be back in here in January and, you know, to scratch around for credible sources and then find them and be this close to it, for me to say what I'm about to say is quite significant. I still won't personally believe it till he's holding a shirt up because, of course, Manchester United could still mess this up. But at this point, I think without any reservation, I can say to you, Manchester United are trying to sign Bruno Fernandes. And that, to me, is gold. It's absolutely gold. And I would go further than that and to say that how can a club who's got a manager that many fans want out the club, how can a club that's got its worst start in the Premier League season ever, how can a club that's being chanted about by the fans in the ground about its CEO and its owners, and how can a club that's having a terrible season let it be known that we want to sign the player that's going to hopefully give us some hope, let that deal collapse? They can't walk away from this deal. So as far as I'm concerned, it's happening because the reality is if it doesn't happen, you just don't know. You just do not know how bad this could get for Manchester United Football Club. We're definitely in for him. I think we can all agree on that now. And they just cannot let this deal go. And I'm going to go through the ream of information because this is not just a hunch. I can tell you what I've been told. But look, let me go through stuff that you want, that you can grab your helt on if you want to. It's not official. How can anybody... It's not official. Of course it's not bloody official. It's not official. If it's official, we'll say it's official. But I suppose the problem you've got as a Manchester United fan at the moment... Well, let me talk about the news first and remind me about that. It's a great signing and needed. Buys Ollie more time, says Ewan MacGyver, which I agree. But look, I think for me, loads and loads of reports from Portugal, but not a lot of people trust that. So let me start off with what I think is significant today. And I don't think Fabrizio Romano doing a little smiley, subtle emoji underneath United. So Man United have tweeted. A lot of people like Fabrizio Romano and they've become obsessed with Fabrizio Romano on Twitter and they think if he says something, it's definitely going to happen. The reality is he said stuff last summer and it didn't happen. So for me, Di Marzio, Fabrizio Romano, I think they have their area where they're very good. And for me, I don't think they're the oracle. I think they're quite good. I think for me, the more important thing with Bruno Fernandes is the British press, which I'll explain in a moment, and we've had developments there. But Manchester United tweeted out a little bit ago, here we go, here we go, here we go, and Fabrizio Romano put a little bit of a face underneath it, which some people think is the key to the deal. For me, and people might laugh at this, Manchester Evening News is quite a significant one. And what I would say is Manchester Evening News are like any British media outlet. They've become very much about volume and playing to the lowest common denominator in relation to some of the things they put out there. But this is from Samuel Luckhurst, who's no fan of fan channels, but without any shadow of a doubt has got links into Manchester United Football Club. And he has wrote an article this morning saying that Manchester United are exploring the possibility of signing Bruno Fernandes 5 months after walking away from a deal, and that there's Matt Judge is negotiating that deal. He negotiates deals, and if he can negotiate a deal, Edward will sign it off. That's significant because Manchester Evening News have always been very dismissive of a Bruno Fernandes deal. So for them to be doing that's interesting. You've also got James Ducker in the Telegraph saying that Bruno recently, in the last hour, saying that Bruno wants to move to Manchester United. That is significant. You've got Jamie Jackson in The Guardian, who's good with Manchester United as well, saying Manchester have firmed up their interest in a £60 million bid. We've got Simon Stone from Friday Night, who I think is the most credible bit, saying that Manchester United are interested. So there is a lot of developments around this deal in the British press now, and I think that was the step that many people who were nervous about this deal, myself included, were waiting for, and we're starting to get that now. Now, of course, Drawty Devil, who does a lot of our graphics, he has somebody, and he won't even tell me who it is, separate to who I've spoken about it, who was very accurate on the Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire deal, and he said on Friday that there would be something happening today. Now, I don't know whether anything's going to happen today. To me, it doesn't feel like United are going to announce anything official today, because I think we would know that Bruno Fernandes is flying in. And this is what I wanted to say before I talk about the Portuguese reports. I think that this deal will happen. I do think this deal is going to happen. I won't believe it till he holds the shirt up, but I do think it's going to happen. But it's about time. It's about time now. Are we going to have... are Manchester United going to not only come out with a signing that is sensational, and the one I want, and many of you want, but are they actually going to do something they don't normally do and be very efficient with it and get it done quick? Or are they going to sap all the enjoyment out of it and let it drag like they have done with many deals? There's still about 3 weeks left in this transfer window, and United negotiations can easily take the full 3 weeks. This might not get announced till January the 31st. Or, as I really hope and pray, they get it done in the next couple of days. In the next couple of days, get it done. It'd be great if he can play against Liverpool next week, which, why wouldn't he? He's fit. But I want to see that happening now. I don't want to see it dragging out, because I think dragging a deal out takes the enjoyment out of a deal for the fans, and it also creates this vacuum of, uncertainty. And, we'll start to hear that other clubs are looking for him and stuff like that. So that's the thing for me now. It's the timing. Portuguese reports this morning, you've got Ebola saying that it can happen today or tomorrow at the limit. So they're saying it should be done by tomorrow. Ojogo are saying that Rojo could be part of the deal, but his wages are a problem. There was talk of Sporting Lisbon themselves wanting to put the deal back beyond Friday. They've got a huge game on Friday against Benfica. They would like Bruno Fernandes to play in that game. That could be a stumbling block. Record are saying that the deal will be done in the coming days. £60 million plus player to get it to the €70 million, which is what we've discussed as well. That's the Portuguese roundup. So some of them are saying after Benfica on Friday, some of them are saying tomorrow. But the 60 million deal looks like the 60 million is being thrown around, and that was what we had to pay in the summer. That was what we had to pay in the summer. Sev the Panda says, my first thought was yes, we are buying a midfielder. My second thought was now how happy Mark Goldbridge will be. Hope it happens, because we're definitely in for him. And I think, look, those people joining us late. Look, this is on me. I think too many outlets are playing it safe. We're a fan channel. You don't get everything right, but I'm happy to say it's happening, and I think it will happen. I just personally can't believe it. I can't, because it's the best present ever, and I won't believe it till he's holding his shirt, holding the shirt up personally. But look, sometimes it's raining and you walk out and it's wet and you don't think it's raining. Well, it is bloody raining, and I tell you what, Manchester United are negotiating for Bruno Fernandes. You don't need a weatherman to tell you it's raining. You don't need a bloody top pundit to tell you that Manchester United are in for Bruno Fernandes. It's abundantly clear. Manchester Evening News, Simon Stone, James Ducker. There are more who can come out. Fabrizio Romano, he's hinting at it as well. Look, I think the reservation here, and it's a right reservation, is, could Manchester United screw this deal up or walk away from it? Of course they could. But I don't think they can this time. I don't think they can, because this is a transfer that is now... just look about it. Since Friday night to now, Manchester United fans cannot shut up about Bruno Fernandes. It's probably one of the most significant signings we've made since Paul Pogba. I don't think any signing we've made since Pogba has been on this scale. And it's on this scale because we need a number 10... We need a midfielder. He can play both of those positions, and he's got great pedigree. He's got loads of goals, loads of assists. He's 25. He's got experience. He's the captain of Sporting Lisbon. He's ready to step up. He's one of those players that a lot of people look at and go, he could be one of the world's best players in that position. He's got to move from Sporting Lisbon to do that. So it's massively exciting. It ticks all the boxes, and we are desperate for a player like that. So it's a significant signing for Manchester United, bigger than Pogba. And I think with that, and the fact that now you've got credible people saying that United are negotiating this deal, there is no way the club can mess this up. They can't mess it up. Well, they can. Of course they can. Welcome to Pere Screenveth, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club, and Stephen James Swift. But that's what I mean. It's like This isn't like we're negotiating for Erling Haaland, a young striker we don't know much about, who used to play with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and welcome to Getting Hall. This is majorly significant. That I just don't think Manchester United can survive not going through with this deal. Sporting Lisbon need the money. United need the player. United have got the money. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can survive not getting this deal as well, because he has protected the Glazers and Woodward by saying the money's there if the right player's there. Well, the right player's right there. We're negotiating for the right player. He wants to come to us. He is right there. If we walk away from this deal, I dread to think that it's. I'm trying to think of an analogy, and I've normally got loads, but it's like, you can't get the girl of your dreams, invite everyone to the wedding, pay loads and loads of money for the best reception ever. You've got it in an amazing church, perfect day, perfect weather. You're walking down the aisle, the bride's walking up the aisle, you're at the end as the groom, and then you just go, you know what? No, we're walking away from this. You're going to get heckled and booed and destroy a lot of lives and never be trusted again. And that's what I feel. Bruno Fernandes is walking up the aisle. Thousands are watching, waiting for this union of brilliance between Manchester United and Bruno Fernandes. We cannot walk away from it. And I can see people in the live comments, of course they can. But I don't think you understand the political fallout of United messing this deal up. It's on a plate. We're in for him. They cannot walk away from this deal. And there's too much now. There's way too much now to say that these negotiations are going on. So, look, I think it's happening. And I'm happy to say that. And whether we're the first people to say that or not, I don't really care. As many people know, there's not many Manchester United fans that have got a closer obsession with Bruno Fernandes than me. It's been going on for a very long time. Last summer was ridiculous. Nothing's going to make me more happier in a footballing sense this January than signing Bruno Fernandes. So, look, of course, I know what's inside me. There's this explosion of I can't tell you what I'm going to do when I know it's official, and that is probably what's holding me back, because I need to see the shirt. But come on, it is there, and it is there to be done. Can see Bruno signing after we beat Wolves, then comes in for the Liverpool game. Most exposure makes commercial sense, says Greg Thomas Miller. I mean, I'd like him to be there for the Wolves game because I think it makes us stronger. George Ramos, Lingard signed the new contract. Mark, what are your thoughts on that? I think it's absolute shambles. Why does he deserve a new contract? I didn't know that he had. Let me have a quick look on that, George Ramos. I would trust you to be right on that, but I'm not 100% sure on it. Let's have a look. I can't see anything on Jesse Lingard. My phone's not been rung and discussed. Oh, I've put Jesse Lingard in. Don't want to do that. Oh, there's nothing about Lingard signing a new contract out there. No, I can't see anything about it. That wouldn't bring my mood down anyway. I mean, look, I've been told that Lingard signed a contract a long time ago. But look, as I said, significant developments around Bruno Fernandes this morning. The British press speaking about the interest from Manchester United, which is the next step for a lot of people. The Portuguese press cannot be relied upon because of past stories where they've made things up. Seeing Fabrizio Romano comment sealed the deal for me, says Bizzle. But the British press talking about it, and the British press last summer were very dismissive about the Bruno Fernandes links because Manchester United leaked it out that this deal was not happening. United, look, the bigger ramifications on that is that I always knew United wanted to sign Bruno Fernandes last summer, and I was right. There's no way you totally deny you're interested in a player all last summer when it's the one player we needed, and then desperate times, we better go and get that player that everyone was talking around in the summer. United have got a story to tell here. I was told that Manchester United wanted to sign Bruno Fernandes last summer, and we didn't, and the club let it be known that they weren't in for him, and then in January they're signing him. So do we believe the club story that we weren't interested and then we've gone and signed a player that every fan said we should sign. Oh, so you're listening to the fans now. Or, what I believe the truth is, they were interested in the summer. They walked away because they didn't want to spend the money, and now they've decided they better. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I would like to say, oh, you know, United weren't even interested in him in the summer and now they're buying him because they've listened to fans. That's bollocks. They were in for him. They walked away because they didn't want to pay the money and now they've realised they've had to. That's what's happened there. I also think Bruno Fernandes was a player that we were looking at in the summer, this coming summer, but they've had to bring it forward because of the injuries to Pogba and McTominay. But, you know, win-win. Chicken dinner, I love it. It's absolutely great. But yeah, it's a few people joining in a little bit later. So I'm saying that this is going to happen. From everything I've been told and everything we're seeing on social media, it's going to happen. It can, of course, fall through. There's a part of me that won't believe it till he's holding a shirt, but I don't see how Manchester United can mess this up. They can't afford to mess it up. The British press this morning, Manchester Evening News, The Guardian, James Ducker, all talking about Manchester United's interest in Bruno Fernandes, which firms up the fact that we're in for him. You had Simon Stone, the Tier 1, on Friday night saying that we're in for him. You've got all the stuff coming out of Portugal as well. When it's going to happen is the next big key. I'm sure we're going to get more breaking news. I will go live as it happens because it's a major story. But it's also a major story for me because this is the player I would take. Number one, if people said to me, you can have any player in January, who would you take? I would take him. I would take him. The only other player I would think of is Kante as a CDM. I genuinely think Bruno Fernandes fits as like a glove and I think he's going to be a great signing. So it matters to me and I know it matters a lot to you. I hope the hype around Bruno Fernandes doesn't ruin his potential, says Shady Abenaza. Well, look, I think we can talk about the player he is and where he fits in when we've got the deal. Let's not be too premature on that. First thing, let's get the signing done. Yes, you're right though. People do need to have the right expectations about Bruno Fernandes, and I can't wait to start doing some of the videos about where he fits in and what sort of player he is. But let's get the deal done first of all. Is he a better signing than Maddison or Grealish, mate? Says Daka. I would choose him over those players. They're good players, but I would take him over there. Looking cute today, Mark. We should have kept Di Maria, says Young Khan. You say a good thing and then you say something ridiculous. Mark, if Pogba can't save United, why can Fernandes? Says Luke Johnson. Totally different players, totally different team, totally what we need. We don't have a number 10. He will give us something that we don't currently have. Might be delayed as we're also negotiating Young, says Mark Palfrey. The big thing now is how long the deal is going to take. Is it going to take weeks? And you need to set, you know, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen because with every hour that I know we're in for him, my enjoyment of this deal dissipates. United have been a passion killer of transfers for years. You look at Wan-Bissaka, you look at Maguire, you look at how many weeks they took. You look at Pogba, how many weeks that took. Are we going to take all of this transfer window to get this deal over the line because we're going to negotiate the hell out of it? United love to negotiate the hell out of everything, and that's my concern now. I would love us to get this deal done like that, but my concern now is how long it's going to take. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Quick update. I'm saying it's happening. I think it's going to happen. What do you? I think everything's suggesting it's going to happen. Yes, United can mess this up. Yes, I won't personally believe it until he's holding the shirt up, and then I'm going to let loose my joy and excitement. But it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. I'll speak to you soon. We're definitely live at 8 o'clock tonight, but who knows, we might be live again. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the afternoon brings. Thanks for watching. Smash a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, so when we go live, you're getting your notifications. Smash a like if you're happy, and I'll see you all in a little bit.